Ladies and gentlemen around the world, welcome to another exciting episode of Championship Wrestling from Florida. Out in the sun, in the Sunshine State, year-round, we love it here. People used to ask me, Mike, why do you stay in Florida? Why don't you go to Minnesota and New York and these places? I'm going, it's 80 degrees year-round. People save their money all year long to come to Florida. Why do I want to leave the vacation state? Enough of that. You're going to see a show today from 1976. We're going way back. You're going to see Andre the Giant and the first real giant of professional wrestling, Haystacks Calhoun. You're going to see Frank Goodish that became someone. We'll see if you know your wrestling history. We're going to see Dusty Rhodes after a brutal match with half of his face paralyzed. You're going to see Bob Orton Jr., Steve Keirn, Terry Funk, I mean on and on and on and on. The shows that we have here have more wrestling stars and classic great wrestlers than anything else around, so let's not waste any more time with this. Let's get to the action. Let's go to Championship Wrestling from Florida.
Thank you very much, and welcome again to Championship Wrestling from Florida. A little bit later on, we're going to be seeing Andre the Giant in action, also the 601-pound Haystacks Calhoun, Thunderbolt Patterson, Billy Robinson, Bob Orton Jr., Steve Keirn, and many, many others. That'll be coming up very, very shortly. It was just a couple of weeks ago here on Championship Wrestling from Florida when the wrestling world was electrified as Dusty Rhodes pinned the World Heavyweight Champion Terry Funk. It was in a non-title match, and I might just say that Dusty is the only man who has pinned Terry Funk since Funk gained the title last week. Dusty was here. He was under a physician's care. He had suffered an injury in a Tuesday night match, and then suddenly, last Saturday afternoon, he was rushed to St. Joseph's emergency room where he was suffering from a paralysis of the right side of his face as a result of that injury he sustained on Tuesday night. Dusty is still not totally recovered. This is rather obvious, but he's with us here today. And Dusty, all I can say is that my heart and the hearts of thousands and thousands of wrestling fans are with you all the way.
I hope you bear with me because I don't talk too plain, and I don't want the kids to see this, but as you can see, the right side of my face is paralyzed. My heart's still intact, though, babies. And the thing that I want to say now is Dr. Alleman and Agolino, my specialists here in Tampa, did all they could to get my face back together. They say in time it will come back. I'll be able to rap and do what I want to do and maybe be able to wrestle. And this is all I know. This is my life. But I want something understood right now, and I want you to never forget it. From the lowest form of rat, Rock Hunter, up through the Mauler and the whole Funk family. I want you to know that you haven't collected the bounty, baby. And as long as I'm breathing, you'll never collect it. And I want you to know that I'm damn sure from now on ever be walking tall. And I'm going to get well, baby. I'm going to get well. And that bounty will never be collected.
Well, Dusty, I don't think there's anything that anybody can say right now except that from all of us, from the wrestling fans everywhere, Godspeed and certainly get well in a hurry.
All I need, God, before I leave, all I need is Godspeed and ever man, woman, and child's heart, body, and soul, brother. That pushes me on to what I got to do. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here.
Thank you so very much. Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream. That had to take a tremendous amount of courage for him to come out here today, suffering the way he is. You can see, of course, the paralysis. He says he's coming back. He says he's going to get well. Let's all certainly hope that he does. Ready now for our first match. Let's turn it over to our ring announcer.
This match is for one fall of a 10-minute time limit. Introducing on my right from Savannah, weighing in at 235 pounds, Tom Jones. And his opponent on my left from Saudi Arabia, weighing in at 240 pounds, the Great Mephisto.
The Great Mephisto going up against Tom Jones. This is Mephisto's first appearance here on Championship Wrestling after quite an absence. He is an internationally known, renowned world traveler. Mephisto with his prayer rug and, of course, asking for guidance. He's set to remove his robe now and go into battle against Tom Jones. You see a man of Dusty Rhodes' courage, his heart. You can't help but just have the utmost respect and regard for him. All right, collar and elbow now. Mephisto being driven into the ring ropes by Tom Jones. And Mephisto with a leg trip coming off the ring ropes. Bearing down on the left leg of Tom Jones. Mephisto now driving that knee into the side of the knee of Jones, bringing that leg up. Mephisto, like many wrestlers, will concentrate on one point. Broken up by Tom Jones. Jones favoring that leg. Takedown by Jones. A chicken wing and roll there, and Mephisto very quickly. Mephisto had a chin lock on Jones, and then full arm drag into driving the knee into the side of the head of Tom Jones. Again, driving the knee into the side of the head of Tom Jones. Mephisto, 3 in a row now. That is catching Jones across the ear also, which can create unusual pressure to the inner ear, which can cause dizziness, a loss of equilibrium. Jones scoring the takedown, but Mephisto rolling to the outside edge of the ring. The referee forcing the break. Mephisto back on his feet. Side headlock takedown. It's a combination there, of course, of the headlock and the hip toss. Jones, a near fall, count of 2. Again, he's rolling that off. He's in a predicament here. Mephisto is using some leverage that the referee caught him, pulling at the trunks and consequently back over. Tom Jones now with the side headlock. Referee checking. Mephisto obviously with his hand gesturing there, obviously not conceding. Tom Jones back on his feet, a side headlock back into those ring ropes. The referee calls for the break. Mephisto driving a knee in on the break. Now Mephisto letting loose of the right hand. Tom Jones retaliating in kind now as a slugfest erupts, and Mephisto through those center ropes, but came back in with a headbutt low to the abdomen of had him up into a souffle right into the turnbuckles. And that had to arch the back of Tom Jones. Reverse body press and a count of 3. And so the winner from Saudi Arabia, the Great Mephisto. Right now we're going to take a look at some film, the closing seconds of a over-the-top rope battle royal. There are only 4 contestants left in the battle royal. One of them, the undisputed king, N.W.A. the Giant. He's 7 feet 4 inches tall, weighs 460 pounds. Let's take a look now at the closing seconds of this battle royal. The closing moments now of this battle royal. Only 4 men left in the ring. Cowboy Bill Watts, Dusty Rhodes. In one corner, there's N.W.A. the Giant, 7 feet 4 inches tall. There's Rhodes, outside the ring. Bob Hoop still in there, and now both Bob Hoop and Cowboy Bill Watts after the 460-pound Andre the Giant. He's 7 feet 4 inches tall. The two of them trying to get him over that top rope. He's fighting him, hanging on, and now here comes Dusty Rhodes from behind, a double flying drop kick, and Andre the Giant back inside. Rhodes had gone through the center rope, and now Rhodes leaps over the top rope, and there's the winner, the undisputed king of the Battle Royals, Andre the Giant. We have with us right now another man who is titled the King of the Battle Royals, Haystacks Calhoun. And he's going into a special handicap match at this time, so let's turn it over to our ring announcer.
This is a handicap match for one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing on my right from Morgan's Corner, Arkansas, weighing in at 601 pounds, Haystacks Calhoun. And his opponents on my left from Nevada, weighing in at 212 pounds, Jim Dalton. From Illinois, weighing in at 228 pounds, George McCurry.
Haystacks Calhoun going up against George McCurry and Jim Dalton. This is a handicap match. This means McCurry and Dalton must observe tag team rules. Locking up collar and elbow, and Dalton trying to bar into the arm now. And tried to get a bear hug on... all right. Top wrist lock. Tag was made by Dalton, and McCreary started to come in, backed off, and as he did, Haystacks Calhoun. And now watch McCreary pounding away, and had little or no effect. And McCreary now is thinking better of trying to meet. Now moves in against him. McCreary tried to move against this ponderous individual, and just to no avail whatsoever. Now Haystacks Calhoun hooking both of those legs. Took him over the top rope. Dalton coming in from behind, and now both of them on Haystacks Calhoun. Dalton and McCreary both after Calhoun, neither one of them able to score very effectively. Again they tag. Dalton moves in. Side headlock. Haystacks Calhoun back into the corner. Dalton moving in again. Haystacks Calhoun, 601 pounds, driving a tremendous girth forward, and he had Dalton outside the ring. Dalton thinking better of the situation now. And wait a minute, they've got Haystacks Calhoun off his feet. They've got Calhoun off his feet, and both of them pressing down on him. He powered them both off. They got Dalton out there at about 235 pounds, 232. McCreary about the same. And he powered them both off. And again, Haystacks Calhoun stopping the attack short on these two. Calhoun sitting on both of them and scores the pin. Wait a minute, McCreary after him again. And Dalton has now entered the fray. Wait a minute. Both of them. And Haystacks Calhoun just hurdled both men over that top rope at the same time. That's better than 460 pounds that he just hurdled over the top rope. And he is the winner, picking up his lucky horseshoe, the winner, Haystacks Calhoun.
This match is for one fall of the 10-minute time limit. Introducing on my right from Atlanta, weighing in at 260 pounds, Bill Dromo. And his opponent on my left from Missouri, weighing in at 255 pounds, a TV champion, the Missouri Mauler.
The Missouri Mauler, the well-known bounty hunter, going up against Big Bill Drummond. There you see Rock Hunter in his corner with him. And Hunter is quite a competitor himself. He's held a lot of titles in his time, but prefers to be known as a mental wizard and an advisor to wrestlers. The Mauler charging in, as he always does. And the Mauler looking somewhat frustrated now as his repeated bull-like charges against Dromo were ineffectual. Dromo blocked them very nicely. Good move that time by the Mauler. Nice breakup by Dromo. Mauler fainted high, dropped down, swept a leg. Again, the Mauler seeking advice from Rock Hunter. Again, the Mauler fainting high, dropping down low, picking up a leg, and again, Bill Dromo back on his feet. Now the Mauler lashes out with a foot to the midsection of Big Bill Dromo. The side headlock, and it was Dromo. Slipped free, and the Mauler crashed into the turnbuckles. The Mauler again getting advice from Rock Hunter. Collar and elbow, side headlock. Good shoulder smash by the Mauler. That time it was Big Bill Dromo sidestepping his man, gave him a little more forward motion, and the Mauler hurtled through the second rope. So the Mauler has been almost completely frustrated. Full arm drag and twist now on Big Bill Dromo into hammerlock. Now the Mauler lashing out with that foot. And the biceps and triceps of Big Bill Dromo. Mauler way back now, driving that pressure in. And Dromo now, as that pressure continues to mount, has to be suffering a lot of pain. And the Mauler continues to inflict punishment on Big Bill Dromo. Dromo trying to find a means of escape. And again, the Mauler crashing away. Dromo back on his feet now, ready to unload a right hand. Mauler continues to exert pressure now on that arm and again brings it back into a hammerlock position and drives the knee into the upper shoulder. And now look at this. 255 pounds of pressure driving forward now. Mauler shouting at Dromo to give up, but Dromo is not made of that kind of material. Dromo back on his knees now. Back to his feet. Into the ropes. The referee calls for the break. And again, the Mauler smashing away at that shoulder on the break. Dromo suffering a lot of pain now as the Mauler has been systematically attacking that shoulder and that arm, the upper arm. Mauler finally backing off now as Bill Dromo using just a right hand. That left arm is almost helpless, but Dromo now inflicting a lot of punishment. Dromo off the ropes. Got him with a good forearm that has the Mauler staggered. Dromo tried to bring him up. The Mauler caught the turnbuckle with his feet. Drove backwards, and Dromo in a lot of trouble now. Came right down in the middle of his back. He's hooked the far leg with a lateral body press. And the bounty hunter is able to score a pinfall over Big Bill Dromo. Terry Funk, the world heavyweight champion, has just joined me here at the table.
Please give me some time here because I feel like I deserve some time out here. Do you think that I feel sorry in any way for that big, fat, overbearing Dusty Rhodes because one half of his face is paralyzed? Do you think I am one bit concerned about him? Yes, I am concerned. I'm concerned because it's not a lot worse than what it is. I called my brother immediately whenever I saw him running around here and getting on television today, and I called my brother. I told him, I said, you stop the $10,000 check immediately, Junior. Don't send it. He said, why? He said, the man is not wrestling. I said that he's not permanently injured. He's not permanently out of wrestling. Don't you think that I remember when the man injured my eye? You remember that, don't you, Mauler? Whenever the man damaged 15% of my vision and I suffered in the hospital, I'm not satisfied with it at all. I am not satisfied at all, and your money cannot be sent to you until a man is lying in a hospital bed or he's completely out of commission. Do you understand?
Yes.
Why you don't get the money?
I understand, Terry Funk, heavyweight champion of the world, and I would like you to understand my position right here now. I was promised $10,000 if I prevented this man from wrestling you for the world title. And I did stop this man, and half of his face is paralyzed. Now, I want to say this right now. I don't do a job unfinished. If you think this job is not finished, I will finish the job for you, because I was raised where the true state of real bounty hunters come from. Now, half of Dusty Rhodes' face is paralyzed. If you want the rest of his face paralyzed so you won't hear his big mouth up here anymore, that's fine with me. I'm not going to quit till I get the $10,000 until I finish my job. But what do you think about it, Mr. Hunter?
I urge you to reconsider. The bounty is not just for yours. The bounty is for any man. Any man.
I am the man right now.
I urge you to reconsider. Think carefully. After all, Paxson is joining us. Think very carefully before you make a rash decision.
Well, in other words, the Missouri Mauler, aside from just getting lumps on his head,
that's right. You mean
there's a bounty on your head too.
Pardon me?
I said, I understand there's a bounty on your head.
Yes, I know there is a bounty on my head. A $5,000 bounty. Well, you see, I'll carry these two scars here to my grave with me, but I don't even get a down payment, so that's all right. Let the $5,000 bounty rest on me. I'm not worried about that bounty. I'm worried about doing my job for you, Terry Funk.
There's going to be
other people. You owe me that.
There's other people
I said you owe me that.
There's other people that want this bounty besides you. There's other people that are going to try to collect it.
Well, gentlemen, I'm going to have to let you settle that somewhere else at some other time.
Put him in the hospital for good. He can have the $10,000.
Well, thank you very much. The winner of that match was, however, the bounty hunter, the Missouri Mauler. You have a further comment?
After reconsidering and talking to the Mauler privately, I'm giving the man one more chance at the bounty. I'm giving the Missouri Mauler another chance.
Well, I think you've made your point explicitly clear, Mr. Funk, the world heavyweight champion. Let's turn it over to our ring announcer.
This match is for one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing on my right, from California, weighing in at 235 pounds, the Florida champion, Thunderbolt Patterson. His partner from England, weighing in at 245 pounds, the Southern champion, Billy Robinson. Their opponents on my left, from Germany, weighing in at 227 pounds, Carl von Steger. From Hollywood, weighing in at 250 pounds, Roger Nature Boy Kirby.
Carl von Steiger and Roger Kirby going up against Thunderbolt Patterson and Billy Robinson. Patterson, of course, the Florida heavyweight champion. Robinson, the Southern heavyweight champion. Thunderbolt Patterson, most unusual style of wrestling. Goes in, drove his man into the ropes very quickly, and Patterson was ready. He knows Kirby very, very well. Again, a good move and a good takedown. Steiger tags in now. Steiger smash away. Patterson fires back. Takedown by Patterson, and now it's Kirby tagging in. Lock up, collar and elbow, and side headlock by Thunderbolt Patterson. Again, a hip lock takedown. Using the side headlock and a predicament momentarily. Tag is made. Thunderbolt Patterson tagging up with Billy Robinson. Robinson moving in. Arm drag and twist on that arm. And this Robinson can take almost any hold and turn it to his own advantage. And like it has been said, there's that high leg sweep. Full Nelson by Billy Robinson. Steiger caught. Steiger trying desperately to escape from this full Nelson. Robinson has an excellent reversal by von Steiger. And quite an escape by Billy Robinson. Robinson is a master of all forms of leverage. Well, he has the arms hooked to those legs, and now watch now as, again, he's got him into a form of reverse cradle, and Robinson uses his legs like another pair of arms. This is typical of much of the European style of wrestling, of which Robinson, of course, is a master. Notice the way Kirby did not have himself into the seat of power there, and consequently Patterson was able to scissor those legs and move out, then caught him in a fireman carry takedown, made the tag, and Carl von Steiger is in the ring now. Snapmare by Thunderbolt Patterson, and Steiger very quickly tags up with Roger Kirby. Billy Robinson moving back in. Robinson feinting to the shoulders and ducks away. Salto by Robinson, reverse body, lateral body press, rather. Going into a standing guillotine, abdominal stretch. Patterson out there now has von Steiger up, who's interfering. An atomic knee drop on him. Patterson with a headbutt to Roger Kirby. Kirby caught from behind in a backbreaker by Billy Robinson. Pinfall scored by Billy Robinson. There you see your winners, Billy Robinson and Thunderbolt Patterson.
I'm telling you, I lived these wrestling matches. I was here when all these shows were being done. I still get cold chills sometimes when I watch the matches and the people that are in them. In the Andre the Giant segment, there were two referees, Stu Schwartz and Corsica Jean. The first wrestling match I ever had in 1970 was against Corsica Jean in Live Oak, Florida for the Florida Sheriff's Boys Ranch. And to see him there is like unbelievable. And the next character you're going to see, Frank Goodish. Years ago, Dory Sr. had a wrestling school, Vern Gagne had a wrestling school, Florida. They all swapped young guys. This guy, Frank Goodish, came to Florida along with Stan Hansen, along with a lot of other people. But Frank Goodish wound up in wrestling history as Bruiser Brody. All the stars, all the big names, everybody came through Florida. So let's watch right now when we see Frank Goodish as he's creating himself to Bruiser Brody.
This match is for one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing on my right from New Zealand, weighing in at 240 pounds, Abe Jacobs. His partner from Oklahoma, weighing in at 232 pounds, Jerry Briscoe. Their opponents on my left from San Antonio, weighing in at 309 pounds, Frank Goodish. And from Singapore, weighing in at 305 pounds, King Curtis.
Frank Goodish and King Curtis going up against Abe Jacobs and Jerry Briscoe. Both Goodish and Curtis over 300 pounds. Jerry Briscoe moving out first. He's giving away a lot of height, a lot of reach, and weight and power. But Jerry is probably one of the good duck under and go behind. Tight waist broken up by Goodish. Again, duck under and go behind, and so Briscoe, back leg trip by Goodish, and as he went to charge in, Briscoe had him again. Briscoe, the scissoring leg dive that time. But Jerry Briscoe clearly outthinking his opponent thus far and resorting to the real basics of wrestling, and it's serving him well at this point. I wish Robin Plato a happy birthday. Briscoe keeping that leg tied up now. Now Briscoe going after the legs of Goodish. As Billy Robinson says so many times, with a big man, you don't help him up, you help him down. And that's what Briscoe's been doing. Briscoe caught now those massive forearm of Frank Goodish. Beautiful escape by Jerry Briscoe again. And again, Briscoe after those legs. Goodish makes the tag. King Curtis moves in. Jerry Briscoe started to charge him. Caught midsection, a chop to the side of the head. And again, Jerry Briscoe takes him off his feet, makes the tag with Abe Jacobs. Jacobs tried to move in with a spinning goal, broken up by King Curtis, and again. And so Jacobs and Briscoe apparently have decided sweep those legs out from underneath them, get those big men on the canvas, and then we'll all be the same size. That's exactly what he's doing again. Notice the way Jacobs has King Curtis now. That leg in between catches him to where he cannot swivel over to his stomach. Jerry Briscoe again moves in on the leg. King Curtis pounding away. Briscoe smashed into that turnbuckle. Tag is made again. Frank the Animal Goodish. Briscoe firing in the midsection, but that tremendous power that Goodish has. Beginning to take its toll here. Jerry hurtled back into that turnbuckle, tags up. Abe Jacobs out there. Arm whip. Goodish backdrop that time, and again Dave Jacobs using an arm whip very effectively. Reversed this time, and it was King Curtis. Good move by Jerry Briscoe. Saved Dave Jacobs from a lot of strife there. King Curtis moving back outside. Dave Jacobs hurdled into Jerry Briscoe. Briscoe fired outside the ring. Curtis makes the tag. Dave Jacobs stunned. Brought up with a full body slam. And King Curtis, that second rope, crashes down across Abe Jacobs. Jerry Briscoe coming up but a little bit too late as the team of King Curtis and Frank Goodish have emerged victorious.
This is a duration match. Introducing on my right from Tampa, weighing in at 220 pounds, Steve Kern. His opponent on my left from Kansas City, weighing in at 228 pounds, co-holder of the Florida Tag Team Championship, Bob Orton Jr.
There you have it, a singles match, and Bob Roop has joined me here at the table.
That's right, Sully. A lot of people think it's a tag team that makes Bob Orton so great. I want all you millions of people to watch him as an individual. He is one of the finest wrestlers in the world today.
Well, certainly no one can deny the great ability of Bob Orton. All right, both of these men. Kern overhooking the arms now as he's caught. Bear hug by Orton. Orton of the leg trip drives Kern to the canvas. And he's posted the arm beautifully as he attempted to sit out. That time a long sit out, and he made it. Good move by Kern. Fine move by Supplé by excellent move by Steve Kern. You notice he tried the short sit out, and Bob Orton Jr. posted the arm very quickly and prevented it, so then he powered into a long sit out and escaped very nicely. There's Roop watching very carefully. Side headlock now by Steve Kern. Orton has tremendous tendon strength. Gonna beat Steve Kern. And it was Kern cinched down on that side headlock. Did not power off as Orton was hoping he would get that momentum going. There again, a high hip lock takedown using that. And he had him in a predicament, a near fall. Maintaining that hold now, a side headlock. Both of these men, tremendous amateur backgrounds. Kern also got into powerlifting. And, Orton driving an elbow back, an elbow to the base of the skull now. One to the midsection, one to the base of the skull. He started to go for a snap mare and tried to backslide him. Excellent move. Near fall for Steve Kern. And Kern in a beautiful move now. And Orton exploded. Kern has been sticking straight to wrestling. Started to go for that crucifix, and Orton scrambled out of it, and now Orton beginning to throw the rule book aside. Again, Orton driving that shin into the side of the head. Fine Supplé, never relinquishes that hold. Wires the arm partially, but Steve Kern powered out. Steve Kern powered out. Again, Orton drives that knee into the side of the back, catching that rib cage, driving impacts into the lung cavity. Deep Nelson had the near leg, but again, Steve Kern powered out. Steve, it looks like he might have a front chancery there. I'm not sure. You can't tell on that other arm, but they're into the ring ropes. Again, Orton driving a knee in. Bob Orton driven into that turnbuckle and beginning to collapse. These men have had a tremendous match thus far. Now Steve Keirn fighting fire with fire. And this Keirn is proving to Bob Orton that he is double tough. He can take the measure. Side headlock again. Steve Keirn. Oh, Steve Keirn tripped up. Tripped up by Bob Roop. The referee did not see it. And Bob Orton has himself a sitting duck here. No, Steve Keirn. Great instinctive reaction on the part of Steve Keirn. Powered out. Again, Orton drives that knee into him. And again, Steve Keirn comes out of it, and Bob Orton, you saw there, a picture of frustration. He's got him up. Body slam. Keirn has his foot on the ropes. And Keirn, who appeared to be in very, very deep trouble, now a beautiful block, hooks him into an inside cradle. Wait a minute, Bob Roop charged in there. They're calling for the bell. The referee calling for the bell, and Steve Keirn, the winner for outside interference, and Bob Orton went, Bob Orton Jr. started a swing. Steve Keirn ducked out of the way, and no wonder these two are the fabulous tag team combination that they are. He stopped that swing just inches from Bob Roop. The winner, via disqualification, Steve Keirn. Dusty Rhodes has joined me again, and
Real quick, guys, I just want to make one thing clear. I want everybody to understand. I never have put a bounty on any man. I have not put the bounty on the bounty hunter, Missouri Mauler. I don't know who has. I'd like to find out who has, but I never have. I never will. If I can't do it myself, baby, it ain't worth doing. But I'd like to find out who had put the bounty on the Mauler's head, man. That's a heavy thing, brother.
well, when I got the phone call, they said the bounty was $5,000 on the Missouri Mauler's head for Dusty Rhodes. I assumed it was you, but then it's not you.
I'll show you it's not me, baby. Like I say, if I can't get it done myself, it ain't worth doing. You understand?
Well, I'm going to find out between now and next week exactly who has put that bounty up, that's for sure.
Professional wrestler, wrestling fan, whatever you want to call me, these are the greatest wrestling shows on TV, not just because I was a part of them, but because this is what helped make wrestling what it is today. I mean, from Andre the Giant to Haystacks Calhoun to the WWE Hall of Famer Bob Orton Jr., whose son Randy Orton is running wild in WWE right now. I mean, to Dusty Rhodes, to Terry Funk, to Thunderbolt Patterson, Billy Robinson, one of the greatest English wrestlers ever to come to America. I mean, it just goes on and on and on and on. So anyway, I can't say anymore. The shows speak for themselves. All I can say is my name's Mike Graham. I love living in Florida. Until the next time we see you, this is Mike Graham saying so long from the Sunshine State.